Peace and blessings, family. How are y'all doing this Sunday evening? How you doing, sis? Peace and blessings,
What's
family.
up, Play? I'm good. I'm good.
Good, good to hear. Good to
I
hear. I
am
turn my
good.
phone on, I'm still. So listen, sis, how was your week? Any eventful things? I know my nephew performed the other day. How you doing?
Um, he did really good. He did good at CRC. Been a good week. Had a really good meeting this week that was I've been waiting on for a long time. Well, last week waiting on for a long time, so that was good. Um, yeah, it's been a good week. I don't really have not no complaints.
That's good.
What
That's good.
about you?
Great. Got a chance to do some things with some family, and schools are going well, and classes are going well, and working really hard with my young ladies, and it just feels really good. Trends up and down. Got some good meetings, and a friend of mine turned me on to a website where you could check about the status of how groups are doing inside of schools, and I looked at Sacramento, and
Oh yeah.
so I think sometimes I'll be so turned off with niggas, excuse me for starting off so early, because though we be into
Hey,
trinkets and wearing African clothes and dashikis and talking a mess, and then you go and see how our kids are doing, and we don't want to talk about that because we think the answer is separation. Some of y'all don't want to separate with at all. I don't want to separate with
real
you.
talk.
I just take
That's
my
true.
chances with the devil. I'm just gonna keep it all the way a buck today. I just I ain't feeling so happy about that. So it's my week is always great, but it's just challenging when you look at that bottom line. And then I also think it's a difference when you keep dealing with niggas who think the answer is making white people feel bad and asking them for stuff where the answer really is do for self. And I mean, not do for self buying trinkets out your store that I don't need. No, I mean, do for self, like buying your own farmland and coming together and doing some real stuff. But I don't think we really like each other like that because other groups like to live with each other. I don't think we like to live with each other or even be with each other unless you want me to buy some stuff out your store. I don't know. What you think,
And
sister?
I think do for self goes beyond just do for self definitely means owning your own farmland, buying your home, but also mean do for self as in nurturing and raising your children. And I feel like recently in
Ah,
our community, um, that's kind of went to the wayside. Like our children have become our last priority. Getting a
mm,
dream job, the dream degree has become the norm. Getting the best whatever new car come out, I got that car. Whatever new fashion come out, I got that fashion. If a new neighborhood, I gotta get in that new neighborhood so I can prove that I'm making it. But
mm.
raising our children has gone to the wayside. And when you share some of those stats with me about the schools, it was very
That shit hurt my
it
heart.
was disheartening because our children are really, really falling behind academically, but also and they're becoming more violent. They're
Yes.
becoming dumber. They're becoming, they're less. They have less knowledge and more anger and more aggression and more physical fights. And I think, and
Mhm.
that can be um, connected to lack of parenting on our part. And I think in
Oh yeah.
2024, in the 2000s period, people have really wanted to become friends with their children, and we have just stopped parenting in a community. It's some things that we knew black children knew that was off limits for us, and that's why you go to the school every once. We always have a bad seat somewhere. Don't get me wrong, but we wasn't constantly fighting because we had consequences. We had parents we didn't want to disappoint. A and B, we knew there were consequences once we got home for fighting. Now no one's parenting our children, so they buck ass wow. Nobody's checking on their grades. Nobody's up at the school. Nobody's seeing just checking in with them mentally. So I think do for self also means taking care of your children. That's a major part of doing for self, and I think that's one by the wayside.
Hey, Sister Tasha.
Peace, Tasha. Hey, Leona.
Yeah.
Hey, Anka. Hey, Veronica.
Yeah. So the website is called California School Dashboard. And you could go in there and type in, and you can look at it by school. And one of the things I had, because I had to do some kind of reporting, the whole thing about the idea that I'm trying to work through. When you look at suspension behaviors, what was it? Suspension behaviors and suspension
It
behavior. There
was, I
was
think it
one
was
more
test
thing.
scores or something too.
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah, but
it was
yeah, I
something
didn't even
about
get to that part
academics.
yet. Yeah. So
Hmm.
we're looking at those, even though we may be like 6% of the population, in some schools we make up like 25% of the suspensions. Where we're fucking 6%.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like Americans be 12% of the United States population, and we make up more than 50% of the prison population. Huh? We're not. It's not like we 50% of the population. We make up 50% of the jail. No, we're 12%. So Khadijah, and so that's one thing. That's one thing. I
What?
get it. The other thing is watching all of these educated niggas. If I meet one more black person who's in college to do something around education, I'm going to scream because I don't think they have a plan. You're trying to be a part of a system that's not designed for you to be good in the
For you
system.
to win. Mhm.
That's the lie we tell ourselves. You really got that job so you can buy a house and get a car. Just say that shit. But don't act like you're doing it for the
Mhm.
betterment of our children. Please stop it, man. I can't take it. I just can't.
Yeah, and I think the suspension rate, I think that can be contributed to two things. A, um, black people get suspended way more than any other people. We had some non-black people jump a black girl at school, and they didn't even want to suspend these people. So we had a white boy bring a knife to school, and I think he got detention or some shit. Didn't get any suspension, so that could be that. And then we do some of our children are a little bit buck wild, and they fighting. So that's probably 50-50. Some is earned, and some is not earned, in my opinion. But
I
yeah, I
agree.
think that's absolutely. We make up when we are such low in the population, but we make up the biggest in suspensions. That's a problem, and we need, even if it's unjust, we need to find out why it's that way. Like if that's not if it's people are being suspended unjustly, we need to be involved. You know what I'm saying? But if they're being suspended because they're committing stuff, we need to be involved too. Because why are
So
they fighting so much? What are they angry about? What what's making them be so violent?
yeah,
Either
yeah.
way it go. And Veronica, how we can help this? You're a very involved parent. I used to see you all the time at the Monterey Trail game. She one of the parents too that be there with her son on the football team out there, making sure they eat and they do what they got to do, and no other things. So
Hmm.
just being involved and just going back to the community. If your kids go to school with children and you see that their parents are lacking in parenting or they're not supporting the child, check in with the child, talk to them. See what you can do to help. That's one way to help. But we're not a community anymore. We're
I
just
was gonna say
we're just existing together.
right on. I was gonna say one of the things that I'm asking parents that I know, not so much the parents that are active. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I think keep doing
Yeah,
what you're doing.
I get it.
But I also think we
Mm-hmm.
gotta ask parents to come volunteer at their kids' school for 1 hour a month during school.
Mm-hmm.
1 hour out of the whole 30 days. You have to come to the school 1 hour. Because I think a lot of these parents have to see how kids are at
What's
school,
going
and
on?
particularly their damn kid.
I was
That's
about to
one
say
thing. I
that.
think the
Mm-hmm.
volunteerism, there's a school here in town. I cannot remember the name of the school. I think it's the Met, but don't quote me. Those kids there are the kind of like gifted, weird kids, which I think is pretty cool. They parent has to volunteer like so many hours a month for their kid to really take advantage of that school. Because I think we have to figure out how one of the answers to this, I believe, is that we have to get parents more involved in their kids' school, like showing their face, not come up there because they
Champions.
kids in the
Mm-hmm.
fight, not come up there on some bullshit, not come up there to fight other kids or their parents. I think you have to come up there and be involved in the school, like put your feet on the school. That's just one thing. Or the school site councils, you can serve on that. I think we have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people trying to come up with ways to engage black parents, and the shit ain't working. It ain't working
Yeah.
because most of these people who are supposed to be the representatives of black folks, we don't even know these people. They think
Real
that they
talk.
must got a degree that they were a representative. No, boo boo. You got to have the people behind you. I think home visits. I think they should get some involved parents, pay them some money, and ask them to do home visits. Because as a parent, you will know how to
Mm.
inspire another parent to get involved the way you are involved with your kid. Go ahead. I see the comments. Sorry, that's why I slowed down.
Tasha said we can't even get parents to show up to parent teacher meetings or back to school events, let alone volunteering. And we have parent university at Monterey Trail, and there's
Yeah,
hardly ever any parents, well, black parents in there. Maybe about four of us out of 25 or 30 people. It's maybe four parents, and those are the same parents that come to everything. So
yeah,
I don't
I
know.
agree. But I
And
feel like
Tasha
we
said
have to. I feel like we have to
parent
make that a
go to
part of them being able to qualify for their kid to go to school. This is my personal opinion. This is just me.
Mhm.
1 hour out of the whole month is nothing. 1 hour. Because if that's the case, maybe you shouldn't have any kids if you can't dedicate 1 hour to their education. You send your kid there the whole week for what, 6, 7 months out of the year,
Don't
and you
talk.
can't go for 6 months out of the school year. I mean, 6 hours out of the whole school year. That's at least 6 months of school. They have like 9 months of school. 9. Got 9. So you can't go for 9 hours out of the whole school year. Don't talk to me about an achievement gap. Don't talk to me about what's wrong with teachers not loving my kid, and you can't even dedicate 9 hours of your damn time a
My
school
perception
year
is
to
off.
volunteer your kids at school.
Mm.
That's crazy. Go ahead, Khadijah.
Parents should be excited about what your kids are doing that is positive in the schools.
I
I
agree. I
agree.
totally agree with that. Look,
Mental
I'm
health and
not.
substance abuse are big parts of these issues.
I agree, but you know what? When y'all go to the club, y'all not thinking about mental health and substance abuse. When y'all go to these concerts paying $1,000 a ticket, we don't think mental health, substance abuse. All I'm saying is, because I know people who work jobs and they got mental health problems, but they know they got to pay these damn bills. I just feel
That
like
part.
that for me is not going to work for me. I'm not trying to be funny. I do a lot of home visits, sure do, and the house be full of ganja. And I'm trying to say it nicely. And I ask them to come out on the porch, and I get them to do what I want them to do. But I'm one person. Like, dude, this is for your kid. Because I do think something has shifted, something has happened to Black folks. I say this every week, but we keep trying to act like we normal, but none of this shit we do is normal. Even when everything we do is extra. Why is that? And we know this is true. When you watch a judge show, when it be white people, the shit be boring. When it's Black folks, I know it's gonna be extra. Because there's just something about us. We're like the lights are always on with us. The lights are always on. We are always lit. We are always want to be expressive. I'm asking you to volunteer 1 hour a month at your kid's school. I don't care if it's at lunchtime. I don't care if you just come sit in your kid class for an hour. I'll take that. Most parents didn't even want to be honest that when we was on that lockdown, they heard them kids in class with the teacher. They heard it. They heard how kids were not wanting to cut their cameras on, talking crap. They heard it because I heard a lot of parents say, "Oh, my kid, oh my God, I need nothing. They need their ass to go to school." So you rather for them to go out and catch COVID because they getting on your nerves being at home with you? This your product, not mine. And then other people, kids who follow the rules, have to be in there with your kid. So somebody who put time into their kid got to be in there with your kid who you don't put time into. And I'm not talking buying them tennis shoes and the latest sneakers and t-shirts. That does not make you a great parent. I don't know what it makes you, but it don't. You're not parenting. Do you spend time with them? Hell, you don't even have to know how to read. You could put on something educational on TV. There's all kind of educational stuff. There's all kind of stuff you could do with your kid. I just know the things we care about, we make time for. And then we'll buy what we want and beg for what we need. That's a recipe for disaster. Y'all got to know that. Think of my sister Khadijah's having a little bit of difficulty. She's trying to fix that part up. And I love my people. Y'all, please believe me when I tell you, I really love Black people. I've been doing this work since 1990. Okay, I've always worked with Black, particularly Black girls. Because I think when Black girls are well, everything will be well. Don't let people fool you. You can't even get to the planet without coming through the womb of a woman. So it's like if we get these young ladies okay, all the rest of us will be okay. Hey, sissy,
Sorry,
what?
y'all. I'm
I,
having some type of connection. I'm kind of delayed or something. Something's going on with my connection
you look you
tonight.
look clear. You look clear right now. Well, a little bit more clear. But I mean,
Yeah,
that's all.
no,
I
it
just like
kicked
to
me
say
off.
that. I just say that, and it's a big discussion. People are trying to figure out how do we, and it's not even an achievement gap. It is almost like it's the behavior. It is the violence that we're seeing. There's some things, y'all, that's connected to us.
It's
There's
going to
some
be
things,
beautiful.
and I know we don't want to admit that. It ain't me personally in my line, because we'll get on our kids, but it's the other people, and then this creating this safe environment where nobody has to be accountable for the stuff they do. That's not gonna work. I get you, Tasha. She says she just don't know how to respond to this. Today's parents just do not care enough. Kids are looking for financial gain versus child of the future. I wholeheartedly agree with that, girl. Man, I so agree with you. I know you do. Facts. This shit is hurting my heart though, for real. Like, I mean, we're gonna talk about some other stuff tonight, but that I've been working on that all week, and I think that's why yesterday I didn't even go out the house. I was so tired, like just doing all this research during the day, and I got out late and ran an errand with a friend of mine. But my heart was just heavy, y'all, because I just feel like we don't see this, and I think the other part that hurts is when we talk like if we're one people. See, that's where it really hurts. Because we love using we as a people. I say it, we as a people, but deep in my spirit, I know we're not a people. See, most people didn't run their house the way my mama ran her house. We had cutoff time to be in the house. You couldn't use the phone after a certain hour. You call my house, it's like good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. May I speak to? Is so and so home? I don't know many people who do that with their kids today. I don't know. And I really struggle with that, y'all, for real. Like, and I work with some hardcore girls at one particular school, and they love to see me coming. I'd be like, who have to get my life together, fuck up in there. But what I do know is a lot of those girls are lacking attention. But I got to let them know they got a whole system waiting for you, boo, and you ain't ready for it. I don't want to meet you in juvenile hall because I teach in there too. I don't want to see you in there. I don't want to see you in there. Oh no. Can you talk, sissy?
I can talk, but I'm watching it live. I'm really moving in slow motion. You're coming in and out, so you may be on your own tonight, player.
But listen, I hear you
I'm so
perfectly. So
sorry.
we need your voice. So if I got your
But
voice, you
I'm looking at it live, so I'm moving in slow motion when I'm
can
talking.
you
I don't
can
know if I'm
you
talking
do
before,
you hold
after
on?
you.
Khadijah,
I don't know.
hold on. Do you want to take your picture off and leave your sound? If you feel that subconscious about
No,
yourself?
okay.
Okay.
I don't feel no kind of way. I'm just saying I'm
Okay.
looking at the video and I'm moving. I'm paused. I'm moving really grainy. I'm blurry.
Okay.
Yeah,
It could be
something's up
your
with my internet
connection.
tonight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sister
and I just
Tasha.
checked my Wi-Fi connection, so it was
Okay.
good.
All
So
right. You gonna read
you
Tasha's
may just
comment?
be on your own tonight.
Okay.
What?
Do you see
What you say?
Tasha's comment?
Today's society is leading our kids. They are mimicking what they are seeing on social media as if this is how they should be.
Yeah.
And I want to just go back up something. I don't
Yes.
want to come on here, me personally, seem like I'm bashing the black community only.
Oh
That's not
no.
what I'm doing, and that's not what Rolanda's doing.
Yeah.
We're not talking about black people as a whole. We're talking about a particular population that are in the statistics that we're talking about. So if you're not a part of that statistic, that's not what we're talking about. Because I know a lot of black mothers who, I have one. My sister-in-law is a single parent. Well, she's not my sister-in-law. She has a baby with my brother, but she's a single parent. And I know sometimes it's very hard for her to get up there for even 20 minutes when she got to pay, over $2,000 for rent. You know what I mean? And she don't go to clubs. She don't do none of that shit. So, and she probably on
Yeah.
here, but for it's hard. But we also used to have extended family, aunts, uncles, grandparents. A lot of my mom didn't come to my school a lot, but she sent my
Yeah.
sisters because she
That's
was at
right.
work. She really couldn't afford to take a day off or an hour off because
That's
that's it
right.
had to be paid PG&E, rent, buy our clothes, feed us. So even a hour a month would be too much for her. You know what I'm saying? But she would send someone in her place, so she was
Yeah, she gonna
always
make it happen.
represented at our school. We don't even
Yeah.
have it where people are representing our children if we can't be present because we're so disconnected and not checking out for each other. You know what I mean? So we're so disconnected. It's like every household is on their own. You know, and it's that never was that way. You always knew at least your black neighbors at a minimum, and then you would maybe branch off to other nationalities, but you always knew who your black neighbors were. And so now we don't have any sense of community or connection. And so we're not. I don't want y'all to think we're talking about black
Yeah, I
parents
don't
as a
think so.
whole. And we
No.
people, I know people get on here and say stuff like, wait, Mexican people fighting all that. That's fine. That's for their people to discuss and understand. That's not what we're here to do. We're not here to play who has more violence and who has more this. That's not what we're here to do. Because
Yeah,
I
the
get a lot of
Olympic,
inboxes,
the
but like,
Fresh
it
Olympics,
seems like y'all bash black people and other nationalities do all that. That's their concern for their people. They're not my people. So I
right
just wanted to
on,
clear that
right
up.
on. Yeah, and if you notice, like first, I said we 6% of the population. I feel I'm gonna keep it real type of person, Khadijah. For me, it's kind of like when Sister Veronica says conversations like this are needed on a broader platform to reach more parents. I absolutely agree. But see, we're so fragile. See, when I hear people say, "Well, what about other groups?" That means that they don't want to address anything because you can't build something with a person who don't want to address things when they're not going well. You know what I mean? You ever been in a oh God, I'm trying. You ever been in a part of a business and when y'all sales are low, you got to sit around the table and be like, "What's up with the sales?" You don't sit there and pout. You be like, "Yo, we got to change our market strategy. We got to do blah blah blah." Same thing, family. We got to be able to talk about those things when it's hard. You know, Sister Ia says these days kids don't have manners like I always
I
say it starts
always
at
say it
home.
starts at home.
Yeah. Lafayette, yeah, good to see you. Did you want to read Tasha's comment?
Lafayette. I really want to create space for kids to go, grow, and learn. This isn't present anymore. Something simple like to roller skating rink is gone, where they can just enjoy and be a kid.
Right on. She has another comment.
You can't get offended by a message that doesn't pertain to you. I don't think you're bashing the black community. However, the black community needs to do better. We are not and expect the most.
That is
Yep.
that I'm right
Exactly.
there
I
with
don't know
you.
where I would be. Exactly. I don't know where I would be without my village. Me and you
Hey
both, girl.
simple. Hey simple. Yeah.
We have to be mature enough to recognize that we are not in a good place and desperately need to improve. And that's the hardest battle right there is
Yes, it
recognizing,
is.
that's like
Mhm.
somebody that has an alcohol problem. So this is definitely something going on. Like
Yes.
it's a deeper thing, it's almost like we do it unconsciously. Like we just think it's the norm to, be this way. And you don't want to admit that you have this problem. It's like an alcoholic can be like,
True.
well, they had a drink or he beat his wife or they kid, always. No, we talking about you and your alcohol problem. And so right now we're talking about
Mm.
you and your children not being the best that they can be due to your lack of parenting and due to you not really. Some parents don't want their kids to be more than what they are.
Uh-oh.
At one time, we were pushed to be greater than our parents.
That's
Now
right.
we have parents competing with their children. That shit is crazy to me. Where'd that come from? But we have that. We have mothers that are obsessed with their children or their sons don't want them to grow. They compete with the wife. They want the son to stay close to home instead of spreading his wings and building his own life and getting his tribe together because it's an extension of you. It's still your people, it's just an extension. But we have totally lost our way as far as some of us, as far
Yeah.
as just being in the community and raising our children. Like being a parent is such a beautiful gift. Everybody is not able. It's like we take advantage of. We
Mm-hmm.
don't give a fuck about our kids. We take advantage of the fact that God blessed these beings in our care. We act like
Mm.
people just have babies like fucking litters of dogs, like just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kids. And my mama has six, so I'm not saying I'm not talking about everyone. But a hit dog a holler. So if you one of them parents, I'm talking to you. But they just have them every other year, every other, just having them and don't have any stability, no foundation, and don't take any time to raise them. So then we got 6, 7 kids acting a goddamn fool out of one family.
And they all need attention.
And it's sad. It's really
Yeah.
sad. Right? Speaking for me, I act like everybody mom and auntie when I'm around. Me and you both, they already I used to have this saying, Alicia, if I can't whip them, I can't watch them. Because people kids was off the hook and I'll be so stern I never really had to whip nobody I watch. Cause my presence alone let you I'm not that auntie to play with, but I'm the fun auntie, but I'm the auntie that will put your ass on the timeout, or if you need a whooping, I'm gonna give it to you. Period. But
Mm.
usually we usually having so much fun and we didn't never even got to that. So
That's
I
real
don't know.
talk. So I don't know, y'all. I just feel like I know that was on my heart after spending the day doing all of this research, trying to help people who are in some positions of power, who was honest enough to ask me like what's really going on, and me being able to be honest, and to also hear how when they ask other so-called professionals, all they can do is talk about white supremacy, which is not going to help us at all. That's like somebody saying, "Well, Londa, why can't you lose weight?" Y'all keep feeding me. Y'all just keep supplying me with the unhealthy food, and that's why I'm eating. Instead of saying like I have no willpower to put that goddamn food down. Like I have no, you know what I mean? And I think once you can say, maybe I don't know what I'm doing, then people can really help you. But I just feel like we have all of these excuses because we don't even believe in the group that we claim we're speaking for. We have a lot of black people in positions and they don't really have no power because they know we're not gonna have their back for the most part, that we are going to leave them hanging. And that's why they do this of color thing, which all the other colors are being lifted up and we're still at the bottom. And I think that's something we need to really consider, stop and think about. Who are these professionals? A lot of them. Take your pick. When I see black people in positions of power, my stomach hurts because I know they're not going to act like they can really. They're there. Sometimes they got the position because they're black, but they gonna help everybody but us because they feel there's a stigma that we have allowed to go on where we'll be in positions because we're black, but we're not really there to help the blacks. And I'm not lying because that happens damn near in every form of areas, whether it's just politicians, whether if it's your supervisor at your job. It's always been like that. Always. Ain't nothing new. You know how white people like to pull out their only black supervisor. You know what I mean? Okay. You know how we like to pull out, here's our one black person, bring him out like he's a show dog. Come on out here and let them see we have one black employee or we have one black manager. Go get the show dog, bring him out here so people can see. And you be like, what? Khadijah having some difficulty, she'll go out and come back in. But I just see that and just be like, man, we can't keep allowing people to sit in a position of change. The only thing that is changing is their pockets. Hey, Tasha, I agree with you. I agree. I feel like I don't have all the answers. Please believe me. But all I can do is rely on what I've learned. I know back when I started doing this work in the 90s, I still could get parents to mobilize and do some things without even needing the school board to do it. Or the not school board, the school itself. I remember when people could do that. It just feels like right now we don't feel like we have power to do that. And my thing is, because you look much clearer. You look much clearer. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You look much clearer, and you sound clearer.
Okay, I'm trying.
Yeah, you sound good, sissy. You
Can
look
you hear
better.
me?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So yeah, so I think I'm at this point where I feel like, man, I gotta pull together some black we gotta figure out how to galvanize or pull together black parents to see what help they need at their school. And I don't want the energy of pulling people together because there's a fight or some shit. Like because we're so reactionary. We wait till something hit the wall and then it be some serious shit that we all out there protest. I don't want to do none of that shit. I want nothing to do with niggas like that. I want to work with parents who are like, hey, my kid goes to the school. I'm interested in my kids having things that maybe I don't know how to do. I can't do it by myself. I want to back up those parents. I want to connect those parents with the resources that they need to make sure that it's good. I want to help parents to help their children to get along with other black kids. Because we made so normalized of me being the only black kid with my white friends. We made that so normalized that you got black people walking around here. I'm not even gonna try to clown nobody because you know what I'm talking about when that girl's hairdo with the other white girls and they all had the same hair texture and this girl hair looked like Miss Nelson's missing. I what the but she was like, oh my God. My thing is, I get it. Be who you gonna be, but you can't be looking, like this, you can always see that hint of I just don't fit in with my people. And I get it, but it's like, dude, like we still love you and we still need you. We ain't gonna, I'm not gonna let you down, but you're really not unique. You look kind of crazy. I didn't even know how to say it to the little sister. And her white friends was like, you should check them out. These are the white friends telling her, go check out the black people. Now you know
Mm-hmm.
that's me.
They was tired of being around her black ass. They didn't want her around all
Oh,
the time. They're trying to dump her off to the class. Um, Tasha says, I can honestly say that I am not looking for them to change anything. I am just going to be a change agent. I'm in the process now, no longer looking for others to do what I believe is the right thing to do for our youth.
right on, Tasha. That right
Right
on.
on.
That's where I'm at. So anyway, that's enough of my damn soapbox. But y'all thank me for I thank y'all for allowing me to have that sounding board because that really touched my heart though. Because everybody's in there doing what they can do, which I'm appreciative for. There's a lot of great people out here doing work in these schools for real. But I just feel like the response from the various black communities gotta be isn't it? It's not even one area. You know what I'm saying? It's like I looked all over the whole state. It gives the website gives you how we're doing statewide. And you know what percentage are we in California? Six? What's the number? I can't remember, but I'm just saying, like, yo, like this is crazy. We're all over California. We still doing worse than them than any other group. The other thing is, and notice I said various communities. So I'm not looking for this monolithic structure. I'm saying, how can we, whether if your kid is in Elk Grove, is your kid in Grant Unified School District, is your kid out here in Folsom, is your kid right here in Sac City, wherever we are, if your kid in juvenile hall, I wanted to know how we can pull it because there's strength in those numbers. And I think we need to look at history
Hmm.
and draw from that. Because there was a time when black folks didn't have no black nothing, no black administrator, no black whatever principal, and none of that stuff. And we were able to pull together and come up with something that was going to help our kids. I feel like we need to do that again. We're being almost pushed to do it. Those who remember those times. We may have to show people who never lived in a time when black folks was busy like that. Some people don't even know what that looked like because they never lived in that era. We're lucky to have lived in that era. I know I am. I remember Miss Ballard. I remember my mama being hall monitor, go up there and volunteer when we lived in Philadelphia, Lydia Darrell. My
Hmm.
mom went up at lunchtime and spent. That's how I know you could do an hour no matter how many jobs you have, even if you
She
teaching in
also
a
had a
school.
husband at home then too.
Yeah, yeah, but my daddy was
Yeah,
no,
just
he really wasn't at home like that. But I'm just saying, like,
well, he was
it's like even if
he was
it's just
bringing money in.
right, you know what I'm saying? But even if it's just an
Hmm.
hour, like I'm gonna go up
Hmm.
here for 15, 20 minutes. I want my kid to see that I'm on campus. And I know that some kids get a different level of respect when they parent be up there. And not just when it's something traumatic. You know what I mean? We only show up when we like, I don't like the way they treat my son. They ain't seen you all year long and your son's been a horror. He been in the office more times than we can count. Like I want them to see you when your kid ain't doing nothing, but you up there just being a service. Because I do think the of service word needs to come back into play. Of service. Because now you hear with other groups who are grateful to have their kids at school. Just saying. All right, Khadijah, that's enough for me. That's enough. I'm about to switch this up, sissy. I just want to say thank y'all because that really was like on my heart. What you want to start off talking about today, sissy?
It don't matter.
All right. Hey, good evening, Tina. Get to see you on here. Okay, there's a lot of stuff to talk about today. I think I don't want nobody to beat me up. Okay, y'all know it's February, right? And it is Black History Month. So my question to all of you out there, do you think Black History Month is still valid? Do you think we need to have Black History Month or should we just focus on Black Music Month, which is in June? No, for real. Do y'all think we have Black History Month? So, with that being said, I understand that during this Black History Month in downtown Nashville, they basically had the KKK marching down the street in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, I don't know how many of y'all believe in that. Oh, you said we need both? I agree with that too. I agree with that too. I don't know. I've been seeing all kind of weird stuff happening in February. And I don't really know how I feel about. I mean, I do know how I feel about this. I don't know how you can be in Nashville, Tennessee. I think Tennessee, the state, is on the top 10 list of the most black people populated in the state. So I don't know how these fools marching down the street with their black face masks on in broad daylight in Nashville. Thoughts, Khadijah? Thoughts, family? How y'all feeling about this?
Well, I'm not surprised. This is what they do. And black people usually allow them to do it. So I'm not surprised at the population. I'm sure any other time there are probably Goo gobs of black people downtown Nashville. This day you see like three. So I'm not really surprised. I would like to know where are the men in the purple and gold skirts and dresses that be out there yelling at you about the Bible. Just curious to know where they are. Because they like to send out there and march, be like 200, 300 of them strong, and then we get these people here and they ghost. I'd like to know where all the NOI people are. Nation of
Mm,
Islam, Fruits of Islam. I would like to know where they are. I like to know where all the black nationalists are, the rifle owners, everybody that's, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. They really believe in that shit. I don't White supremacists are who they are for me personally. So if they want to believe that they are the highest of the high, hey, go ahead and go, do your thing. They just when they begin to lynch and murder us, that there's a problem for me. But they pick Black History Month to do it. It's not
yeah,
an accident. They know what they're doing. They know what. But I haven't even heard anybody. I haven't heard any of these entertainers that have been so involved with Cat Williams and been so involved in the Monique shit. I haven't heard them mention any of this, and that's why they will show up at places and do this kind of shit because we black people don't really give a damn. Like they don't give a fuck. They're some of us are cowards, and we cower down when they come around. That's it.
damn. Damn. Sister Veronica said Black History Month is valid. Not surprised yet scary. That's what she said about this.
Hmm.
I'm with you, sis. Um, and I think um, my Uncle Stanley, bless him memory, ancestors pop in your head and you get the answer. My uncle used to say that this particular group and others will continue to fuck with black people until we beat their ass. And he said, as long as we never fought these people, that's why they keep doing the stuff they're doing to us, because, and we know they some cowards. So if 10 black men show up there right now,
That's
there's a
why
whole
their
bunch.
face is covered.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of them. If 10 black men show up, they won't be shitting bricks. So I don't
But
know.
the sad part is we don't even have 10 black men to show up. That's scarier to me than these motherfuckers. The fact that we don't have 10 black men that would be out there to protect us, that's scarier than white. Because we know what they're gonna do, but we can't get 10 brothers to get out there. That's the sad part. And
Or
I think
even
Black History Month
gangbangers.
is Black History. Huh? Yeah, any black man. I didn't say they have to be somebody
Yeah,
radical. Just
I'm just saying.
10 black men. But yeah, and I think Black History Month is definitely valid for me and my family. But we don't just celebrate it in February. That's for other people to recognize who we are. Black History Month really shouldn't be for black people, honestly, because we should be celebrating our blackness every year. Now they also have a Hispanic something month and all that. Everybody has that month. That's for them to educate themselves. It's not really for us. We should be doing that shit all 12 months of the year. This shouldn't be just a significant thing where we do put on program, do everything in February. We should be doing that shit every month, all year long, if we can do it, not
Yeah,
just in February,
yeah.
in my
So
opinion. So
yeah,
that's how I always looked at Black History Month.
yeah. Sister Tina said black folks must be afraid and not unifying when it comes to shit like this. But some people married to these
Say
motherfuckers.
something.
Some
Yep.
black girls will see these fools and think they're cute. Some black men would think they're
And I
cute.
bet you out of that bunch, there's some biracial children. I guarantee you.
Oh shit.
Yep. I bet
Yeah.
guarantee you.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at a lot of documentaries, some of them be married to black wives and they be saying shit like, they don't even can't even justify why they with her, but they'll say that she's now a part of an elite something because she has a white husband. They got some real twisted ass weird thinking. They like that black hole, but not black as a whole.
She
You
said,
get
Lisa said,
all of
our
a ton
people
in
have
there.
lost their momentum, pride, and love of doing it. Sister Tina said, yeah, their faces are covered because they're cowards. I've been saying that. I just say,
Hmm.
come on out there,
Hmm.
be out loud. Yeah, their faces are
Yeah,
covered
these are
because your co-workers, teachers, police officers, and etc. That's why their faces is really covered. They
and
don't
your
want to lose their
neighbor.
damn
Yep.
jobs. That's what that is. You would never lie. You gonna read
Hmm.
simple thing? I
Well,
know.
you was reading. That's why they cut them off. If
Sorry.
these people were talking about hitting animals and eating meat, someone would have followed them until they took off their mask. And if they didn't knock them out, they would have posted their faces everywhere. But for this, there are no repercussions. You got it. Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I just thought this
I
was
certainly
quite
agree.
interesting. I agree with everybody said. I just want to
And
say
they
one.
march once. They do this all the time. Not them particularly, but white supremacists
Yeah.
always had a time when they just show up out of nowhere and march. And then they was down there for a while.
And what I did
People
not
had
hear
time to
them
get to it if
say,
they choose to.
yeah, what I did not hear them say that I heard the people with the tiki torches say is that the Jews will not replace us. So they're not even mentioning nothing about the Jews because they know the Jews will not only replace them, but they take down their goddamn statues. So they're not even mentioning their name. They ain't doing this in Jewish History Month or during the Holocaust, the annual whatever. Of course not, because the actual Jewish people got power, and they will come for your ass with the light on. Don't get it twisted. Only thing I want to say about Black History Month, and I agree with everybody said, one of the things I did have to teach the kids, because most adults didn't know that, February for Black History Month was started really on Frederick Douglass's birthday. And then the man extended it to the week of Lincoln because we thought Lincoln somehow freed the slaves and Frederick
See.
Douglass. And then, black folks, we do it big. Like some people celebrate their birthday month the whole month. Then it became Black History Month. So I feel like it's always good just to know the history of things. It doesn't take away from me celebrating it or not, but I just feel like it always feels good to me to know why things started. Because some of the kids said stuff like, they gave us the shortest month. And I said, well, who is they? They didn't even know a black man even started Black History Day, which went to Black History Week. Then it became Black History Month by the will of the people, actually. But it's always good to know them Black history facts. Sister Sybil said, Sister Alicia Norby says, as a teacher, I teach our history, our history, Black inventors, authors, doctors, even more for Black History Month. My school is predominantly Hmong culture, but I sure let them know a Black inventor made the stoplight and the cell phone and the stoplight and the gas mask and the bicycle frame and the typewriter frame and the the ironing board, the lawnmower. Girl, we can go on and on and on. Because if you think about it, all those inventions came from people who had to work. That's what I learned. When I learned that ironing board, a woman designed that because so you could put your sleeve in one end and your bottom of your shirt at the other. Like stuff like it makes sense because she probably was ironing people's clothes. That makes sense. White man wasn't cutting the lawn. We was cutting the lawn. Why would he invent a lawnmower? Just saying, family. Just saying. So I'm gonna take these idiots off. We can get on to something else. But I just feel like during February, it just kind of always cracks me up. I just see stuff like that, and I just kind of, that always kind of gets me. Um, I also wanted to kind of talk a little bit about. I'm just trying to make sure I got my stuff up. I thought I had it up. Maybe I moved it down. What is this? Oh yeah, this that made me move some stuff around. Okay, I'll get it back up because we have a whole slew of stuff to talk about tonight. I'm trying to make my way through there. Um, Let me see, Nashville. So we talked about these judges. That's what I was trying to set up. So one of the things I learned, which I think is pretty, there's a new class of judges. Um, I just started the thing, then it went away. This is getting on my nerves. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share this, Khadijah. So I guess there is a new class of judges, and all of these judges are black women. Here they come into the courtroom. These are all black women. First Judicial Department, the Supreme Court of the state of New York. All five of these women are black. What y'all think about that? Khadijah, thoughts?
Hold on. It's my you coming in and out. I might have to just come out of here for a second.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you,
I don't know.
sis. Beautiful. Sister said it.
I'm having
I
a
think
major
it's absolutely great. I'm sorry I can't make it bigger because I'm on my desktop and not my laptop. But I think that is just awesome. I want to make sure that it plays one more time so we can just see them. I love seeing all of these sisters walk out here and sit on this bench. I think that is a sight. And I'm not trying to be funny. Let me see if I could pause that, if I could find the one that's playing. I think it's this one. No, it's got to be this one. I can't remember the one that's playing. It's got to be this one. Whatever one is playing, what I think is so incredibly powerful. Oh, you know what? I'm tripping. Pause. So sorry it's pausing like that. But I would love to see this image more than to see five black women fighting on a reality TV show over some bullshit. I think that if I don't mind seeing the reality TV shows, I just wish it could be balanced with these type of images as well. Because I think that's very powerful to see these black women come to sit on the bench. I'll bring that up a little closer.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. I'm cut my camera off. Okay. Yeah, I think this is absolutely great. To see this, it made a great statement. I think for every uh young black girl to see these black women come out there all looking very different. I'm sure we all have a relative that we can reference them to. I thought this was
Mhm.
absolutely phenomenal. It was great.
Me too.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I just thought that was like, wow. I just,
Loved it.
because I'm always interested in just seeing like the balance. That's all. You know, as much as I love Tyler Perry and other black directors, sometimes I just wish they would be as diverse as that they claim Hollywood not being. I would love to be able to look at some black shows and see myself. I feel like for the most
I
part,
just
that doesn't happen for me. Not saying that this their job. I'm just saying I just don't
no.
see myself
I,
sometimes.
I I tried to watch it. I tried to watch the new movie they put out on Netflix with Kelly Rowland in it, and I just couldn't do it. It was
Which
like
which one is
Tubi with a
that?
bigger budget. It's called Mia Come. I can't remember. I can't remember. It was just it's very Tyler Perry is like a one trick pony in my opinion. All of
Okay.
his stories almost have the same damn basic outline to me. Um, and it was yeah. I tried. I couldn't even finish. I cut it off. I cut it off.
Damn, I didn't even know he even had something new like that. To be honest with you, I
Kelly
didn't
Rowland
know.
started it. That's why I tried to watch it. To support. But that is it ain't even her acting. It's just the storyline of she's an attorney in there and she's not she's not even professional. She do like stuff she do. An attorney would not be at a person's house telling them and letting a man who's accused of murdering somebody. Yeah, there it go. That's thank you. Accused of murdering somebody, had close your eyes, and he every time she should be playing seductive music. It's like, are we that weak? I don't even know something. I got to stop watching the goddamn movie, but it was just not realistic that she's a professional top attorney in her field that never really loses cases, and then she get sucked in. I don't know. He always depicts us in a weak kind of way. Then she got a white mother-in-law because she's married to a mixed person, and the white mother-in-law treats her like shit. Is very rude to her. She don't check her ass not one time. The part
Mhm.
that I was watching, and they both one of the girls play on P Valley. She's M.I. Tricolata. She Miss Mississippi on if anybody who had watched P Valley. She was on there, another chocolate sister, and the white lady talks to them like shit and demands them. It's almost like she's a slave master. It's just I'm tired of Tyler Perry. He always got all the men in his movies are usually the light men are all. He always got like mixed looking men or very fair light skinned men, or he has I just tired of Tyler Perry. I thank God for giving jobs, but I could have passed on this shit. I couldn't even finish it. I think it
He
should
said,
have
I
went
think
longer.
it should
Yeah, I
go on.
get
Yeah.
that part, but why can't we ever just be in a good why can't she be a lawyer with a loving husband and something else happen? Like how's she
Because
gonna
he
be a
don't know no
grown
women
married because
like
they
that, I
always
guess.
depict us so desperate. I couldn't even. It might be good, but I couldn't even. Yeah, Alicia, you ain't missing shit. I saw reviews, but I ain't interested in watching it. Now you're not missing anything, in my
y'all should
opinion.
watch. Y'all should watch She. Watch She so y'all can laugh your
Oh,
head
that's
off.
hilarious.
You
That's
should
on
watch
Prime Video,
She.
I think.
Get some comedy in there. Africans be getting it right in they film because that movie had me. It's a series. It had me dying. You gotta watch She. I watched it on Amazon Prime and
Veronica,
it was hilarious.
and
Huh?
Veronica, maybe I need to try to watch the end of it because I for me, I cannot stand when I see black women, even in acting roles, cower down to a white lady. Tyler Perry this lady was like one of her hair was red or blonde. I can't remember because I wasn't paying attention to how I was doing work. But the way she talked down to these two chocolate sisters, it's like I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. So maybe I gotta watch it if that was the outcome
I
because she was
think
getting on my
Tyler
damn nerves. That
Perry
lady talked like
should write
crazy.
some films about black men and just leave black women alone for a minute. Let us marinate, brother. Go ahead and tell us some of y'all stories. I would love to know what's going on with black men. Tyler, if you could help us do that, you would help the black women out so much if you did that. Sis, I'm putting up the
That
Texas
part.
rule in favor of the school district after local teen sues for being suspended due to the length of his locks. What does this mean?
It means, nigga, you're looking too much like the original people, and you got to get these fucking locks out of your hair because we can't do this. Now, do they tell Becky Sue, who's Mormon, whose hair goes down to her feet, gets her religion to have hair to cut her shit off? No, she gets to grow her own natural hair out her own natural scalp. But they tell this young brother with these locks, to cut his shit off because it's too long to be in school, and then the judge backs the school up and does it. Get
And It
Hey,
says
they
that
don't
the
want y'all in
judge,
it. They don't want us in their schools.
yeah, yeah, the judge has ruled that the high school did not violate the Texas Crown Act, which is a state law prohibiting race based hair discrimination. Now, how he gonna overrule some
And
shit
that's
that's
exactly
law?
what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Well, once again, the law is the law, but not when it comes to us. You have to remember that. They uphold the law for their people. That law is not that same law. Because remember, we're three-fourths human being. So they don't even think that we're all of it human. So when these laws were not written with us, they don't give a fuck about us, y'all, like that. I mean, they just don't. I thought this
Yeah.
was crazy. I still can't believe the mess in Texas. And people flocking to Texas because it's so cheap. I gotta get out of
Mhm.
California and go to Texas because it's so cheap. Y'all go ahead and have that.
Yeah. I
They
just
should
think,
appeal
and
that
I
and take
agree
it
with
higher.
you.
This is inappropriate.
I
I
agree.
agree too, Tasha.
Yeah. You see the other thing? I see you
I
reading
was
the
so pissed
comments.
with that, and sadly, it's been a year, almost 2 years. He been trying to fight this. It's sad. Yep. Both my sons have long lives. We would have issues too. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I also think, it was funny that you just said that, because you said everybody's flocking to Texas. I have some young ladies who moved to Texas and doing pretty well. But I also think it speaks to the trauma that Black people face, that we keep trying to move away from this bullshit.
Overlook.
And
Yep.
wherever we go, the shit is there. It's like it's
Yep.
in the fabric of America to see Black people and have to shit on us, or no, you can't show up and have
Want
your
to
own
make us suffer.
identity. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Also, they don't want us to show up and be proud and present of who we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
bet you, if it's a, I bet you some black girls at that school that has long weaves and lace fronts,
hmm But it's okay, because
and don't nothing
you're trying to look
happen.
like the powers to be.
Exactly. You got it.
Someone backing you up. Yeah, I
You
just
got
feel
it.
like that just really speaks to the trauma that African Americans have been facing since we've been born here as slaves. Not the people who was here before, and talking about that group, talking about the people who came over in slave ships. That we have all. That's why we went from down south to up north to Midwest to California, back down to the south. We're still faced with the
Yes.
same thing, y'all. It
Pull
hasn't
your
too
weight,
much
my
changed from what happened to our ancestors. Now they just come at it with like it's a law. You can't wear locks. What? Now, if a white boy had the locks, they wouldn't say nothing. They'd be like,
absolutely. Nope.
leave Danny alone. You know, uh, you're uh, you're not escaping anything moving. Your skin is still black. Right. That's my point, though. I feel like
It's a
I agree with you.
delusional thought.
I just feel like we keep thinking that the answer is moving because that's what we've always done. And sometimes, people do that. They get out of a relationship, leave their apartment, and go move across town. Like the shit ain't gonna follow them across town. So we do it in micro
Mm-hmm.
and we do it majorly. But I just feel like Black folks gonna have to plant their roots and do what these let me get to this next story. So I think the answer is in this next story, y'all. I believe that there are always answers to this shit. It may not be the simple answer like we gonna make white people do better. That's never happening. So I don't even think you can do no shit like that. Nothing against. I'm not talking about all white people. I'm just saying we think we have this way of we gonna outsmart them. But I'm telling you, this shit is not possible. I think what you have to do is plant your roots and get the crack and get the building. Like this next story. I'm gonna
That
pull
part.
this up real quick.
Oh,
Sorry,
this is
because I'm
my
trying to
favorite
pull it up.
story. That's why I shared it. This is my favorite.
Yeah.
Well,
So
while
here you
she's
go. Yeah.
pulling it
So
up,
I feel like
19
this is
black
the answer.
households
Yeah.
pooled their money together and brought 97 acres of land. I think that is so super duper dope. Like that is like I want to live in that part of the town. Now, but I thought that was just super super dope. Like that's doing big. That's doing big things to me. That's nation building. Exactly. Our people don't understand the racism is in the laws that need to change. Yep.
It is. I agree.
But
I
yeah.
agree that's in the law, but I think it's in their hearts
Hmm.
because white people don't even know each other and they carry out the same shit calculated. You see what I'm saying? I
Well,
think the
it's in their
laws would.
DNA.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say, Khadijah. Because
It's
I've
in
seen
their
them do
fabric.
stuff
The
and
same way our
they don't even know
ancestors are
other
in
white
our
people.
DNA, so are theirs. And we
Yeah.
continue to be shocked by their behaviors. That we say we are our ancestors, they are theirs. It's in their DNA. It's in their mental, that's in the fabric of who they are. So they're gonna always be who they're gonna be, regardless of where you are.
I just think that's amazing. I just feel like, and I get the law thing, but I'm gonna tell y'all, we had everything black presidents, black blah 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 blah. It just seemed like when we really began to understand that the how we solve this is that we do for self. do for self.
Mhm.
This is do for self. Some of them look relatively young in here, so they can be here for a while. They got some land in Georgia, and they're going to build a town. Now, remind you that we had 60 black towns straight up out of slavery, 60 that were all burned to the ground. Well, armed with that history and that knowledge, I'm pretty sure they're going to be training some folks
Oh
to
hell
protect
yeah,
theirs because these people will come for you. If they come this time, they're gonna be taking bullets for the sheets. Don't get it twisted.
that part.
Or face
And you
masks.
know the ironic, it's not even the ironic thing, but the thing with white people, they don't want us with them, but they don't want us on our own. They
Right,
won't just leave us the fuck alone. You know, it's like I don't want you to be a part of my system. I don't want you to be a part of my world. I want you to be here and maybe make it look good, but I don't even want you to go have your own world. Like
right. You only leave
you
me
hate us
alone.
so much. Let's go do our fucking thing. Leave me alone.
Leave me
But they
alone.
will not do that. They will. That'd be like that's just like that's where all these Karens come from. It's like they have to say something to us. They gotta do something. They
Yeah.
still think they have that
Police you.
ownership over us to tell you where you're parking at or
Police
what you're
me.
doing. I'll be waiting for a motherfucking Karen. I promise y'all. I'll be waiting because I'm gonna make national news. I'm going to fuck viral. Cause I'm gonna beat the brakes off of her ass if she ever try to stop me from going to do something. I'm waiting for a Karen. But I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding. But they don't want to leave us alone. And so these people, right to me, they're very courageous to be in Georgia, to do a black town. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
courageous. And to be like you said, there are young people in here looking long term and not right now. So
Yes.
people want to be right now. We talked about that earlier. People right now, in new subdivision, they have to live in it. The houses right
Yes.
next to each other. They don't have no fucking backyard.
Yep.
They can't extend them to their home. They can't add nothing. They can't put nothing in there because you brought a parcel of land, like a parcel, literally a plot, a lot. They brought, they could do whatever the hell they want to do with 97 acres. They could have
Mm.
grocery stores. That's a lot of land, y'all.
Yeah.
So I think that is super dope.
And here's my truth. When I'm in Georgia,
Black
they got a
people don't want
store.
someone to get ahead of them. Mm.
Yeah.
And Simple
If
said,
they
"Go
got a
back. What did
store,
she
I don't
say?
mind
I can't
shopping in
see
the
some of
store.
these comments.
Okay, so
20 acres for
Sybil
selling
says,
golf for 120,000. Let's make it
wow,
happen, everyone. This land is here, there.
I'm down with
That ain't a lot of money. Excuse
that.
me, at all.
Yep.
This is an amazing
Yep.
story and huge investment. I would like to know what was the unified message that was unbricked, whether they could teach other black people to mirror what they are doing and to do the same, right? And I don't know if they grew up together with the Cosby. I don't know, but I think it's still dope. That's true crabs in the bucket.
I also think, Tasha, I'm not trying to, I think the other part is, see, because I know for me, growing up in the 70s and 80s, I remember black folks pulling their resources. I think that who knows in their background how many of their grandparents owned their house or how many of them been studying, they all
Hmm.
went to college together, or maybe they took a class together and was like, let's do it. Because we've been inspired to do that's how people started record companies and groups and churches, and we could do it. All they did was took it to a whole other level. Or their man took it back to when we had our own towns because
That right.
people had to buy some of that acreage, right? Uh,
Exactly. But I don't want to get ahead of don't want to get ahead of me. White folks mentality. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. She just put the comment to the other person here. Uh, People don't want someone to get ahead of them. Now that's true. Yeah, that's
We
true.
don't even like to, and black people have got to the point we don't even like to share or they had to share that they wanted to even buy land and expand and do stuff. There had to be some type of commonality for me to do it. We don't even have that
Yes,
type of conversations. You know what I mean? So
I know.
I agree with Civil
Yeah,
about that
yeah,
land. There is need for a
and
plan to
and
move forward. Yeah,
and
19,
I agree.
120,000 ain't shit, y'all.
It really ain't. It really ain't. I also want to say, as an example, that even in the Nation of Islam, no matter what you think about them, they did that before. They did
Hmm.
that before. Their history in the first dispensation, the first resurrection, they did that. There's been people
Hmm.
who've done that before. We may not have known their names. That's why sometimes I try to say, some black folks. There have been black people who did it. I think sometimes the thing that hold us back is that sometimes culturally, I don't care if it's your sister, your friend, whatever. Sometimes we be too different to live together. Sometimes we be too
Hmm.
different. Sometimes we act like black people have to believe in the same thing. Instead of being like, well, girl, she don't eat so and so, so good. I'm gonna, I ain't gonna ask her if she wants some. I'm gonna just do it over. We don't even know how to be courteous with each other because we think everybody is the same, and I think that's where sometimes we mess up at. I pray for these young people because they look like they're young people in the picture, even if they're old people, that they will not let those little things get in their way and that they can respect each other's differences. Because really, I think that's what trips us up. We know economically, black folks, we're like number 5 in the world in terms of spending power. But yeah, we own very little shit. Like other groups will get here and
And
they
I
immediately set up their town. Immediately they set up their town.
and just
Their
to piggyback
neighborhood.
on what she's saying, piggyback on what she's saying, and building the neighborhood in your neighborhood, because they're building the neighborhood, a town, a
Yep.
household.
Yep.
Everybody in your neighborhood has different cultures and ideas. We don't have to all have the same culture and
Right.
idea. That's why it's a neighborhood and different people. Because what you eat don't make me shit. So and that's kind of just where I've been at lately. Like I'm so not even like some people like you don't call me as much now because I'm really self-absorbed right now because I think we spend too much time trying to critique other people's households and what they should be doing and shouldn't be doing and what they practice and don't practice and what they eat and don't eat and what religion they got. Oh, that's voodoo religion, or they don't have no religion, or she
Yeah.
got this and she got that. Your neighbors are all very different people.
Yep.
Period. You ain't living with these goddamn people. You're trying to get some land and get on. Now, I get not wanting to be around criminals. I don't want nobody a part of this right here. This motherfucker got a history of child molestation. You can't be a part of this
Right.
town. You got a history of armed robbery. You can't be a
That's
part of
so
this
tough.
town. You
That's
have a
so
history
tough.
of having uh 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 um running drugs or something. You can't be a part of this town. We're
Right.
all different, but sometimes we let little minute things like a person's religious preference
I
or
agree.
or or, or something that they don't eat keep us so separated when we have a bigger picture. We don't know who the fuck live on our block now, but we in this neighborhood.
That's so
You know what I
true,
mean?
Khadijah.
So
That's so
just
true.
to piggyback on what you were saying, we
No.
gotta we gotta remove ourselves from, and I think that's social media. I guess I don't know, but we so ingrained in other people's well being and what they're doing
Mm,
and not doing. We just gotta back the fuck up and mind your business and be the best person that you can be, and stop trying to critique how people living. If Miss Alexa got 15 boyfriends, that's her fucking business. Let her, as long as she pay her rent, keep her grass cut, will go on inside of her four walls. If it's not illegal, it's none of
that's
our
real
fucking
talk.
business. But we,
That's real talk.
but we always trying to be really intricate in people's business, and it's not our business. Just,
Yeah.
you know, it's
I'm
not our
saying
business.
get
Um,
together with the bill, God damn it.
that's it. That's it. That's all.
I'm saying. I'm with
Um,
you, Khadijah.
Veronica, Tasha, Tasha Winslow, yeah, because they have taken on the mentality of the masses. Where you at? Yes, very dope and an awesome idea. It really is. The challenge is that someone to capitalize off of each other and not recognize the investment for our kids' future. We just want the money, financial gain, new Jordans. And see, they, to be honest, they probably wouldn't even, the people you talking about wouldn't even be interested in buying that land. So
That's
that
right.
X them off the list anyway.
Yep.
I
They
wouldn't even
ain't.
try to pull them in because I
I
don't want
agree.
you to, I wouldn't even try to pull you in. I'll be wondering why churches don't do that. They should buy apartments or houses to help people. Yeah, I wonder the same thing. I wonder why the churches ain't open to bring in people that's cold outside that sleep in front of their church. I wonder about that. You have a mess hall in the back.
Yeah.
You got these big ass churches. Y'all, even if y'all want to bring in the church, y'all when they had the COVID tents, y'all can put tents up, put heaters in there with something. Y'all, these churches
I
just sit
agree.
in here empty all fucking week while people out there cold, freezing, and starving and dying. Yeah, don't even get me started on the churches. Um, that's because they are not mature enough to mind their business. What is happening behind my doors has nothing to do with the next. What we agreed upon achieve should stay the focus. Period, Tasha. I am right
Mhm.
there with you. But
I just feel like
we so nosy.
I agree. I agree. I think these young people exist like so many others who can pull themselves like the same way we got people pulling together to go sliding on a goddamn pole. You can pull together to buy some land. I think it's the same concept. It depends on what your frequency is on. It's something about that word sacrifice. When I seen this, I said they must have sacrificed some stuff to pull together to buy 97 acres. There's some
Mhm.
sacrificing involved in that. Now somebody would say, "Girl, I can't get my hair weaved done. That's $1,000 right there." The other thing is, I'm definitely in doing it for the kids, but I think do it for your community. We got elders in our community that need. I'm so tired of
Mhm.
seeing older black people going to these homes where there's a bunch of people who don't look like us taking care of them. So my thing is, it's all of them.
Mhm.
It's the kids, it's the elders, it's the people in the middle who one day will be elders.
Mhm. They will
It's
one
about
day be out there. That's why they setting up their future right now with them
right.
97 acres. They're gonna secure where they're gonna be when they're old. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So to
So
me,
yeah,
it's the whole
absolutely.
shebang for me. So I just feel like that is something we need to be talking about more. You know what I mean? Like, what about that? I feel like Killer Mike, whoever else we admire. I want to see that. I hope that Nation of Islam looks at that. They got enough young people in
Mhm.
they group. They should be looking at that. Maybe they're doing it. I don't know. They could be doing it for all I know. I don't really know what they really doing. One of the things I do want to highlight though, real quick, Khadijah, if I could, I know for me, this person really helped me to be more aware of the disease of AIDS, and she passed away on actually Yasir's birthday on the
Oh
20th.
yeah.
And I wanted to just kind of
Mhm.
shout her out
Yeah.
because she really did touch my life. I never even met her, but I remember seeing her story on Oprah Winfrey and her talking about, how she got it and how she was fighting it. And I say to the end, she's always been such a lady, and she's always educated. And I just feel like when people like that leave the planet, that is something that we need to be talking about and to highlight her. Because I'm so tired of them highlighting people sliding down the goddamn pole and beating up their boyfriend and fighting other women on TV. But we did not see a lot of her. And I'm glad I lived in the era where we still highlighted people like her. She was an HIV activist, and she passed away. She was
She was
39
born with
years old.
HIV.
Yeah, she was born with it.
Mhm.
And
And it yeah, yeah, I remember her so vividly all over everywhere. And I saw a very touching tribute that I can't remember her name, the one of the Smollett kids, the one that was on everything. And she was very, very good friends with her. And she did a lot of AIDS activist work with her. And she shared some really her playing with the kids and everything. And just that she was just a very warm, sweet person. And they were like sisters, So she showed because she kind of was in the limelight that she was going, and you didn't see her. So she showed them like as teenagers and then grown and then going out the club. It was a really, really, really cute um snippet of her, but may she rest in peace.
yeah,
Job well done, baby girl.
yeah. So, when lights leave the planet like that, you got to stop. That's all I'm saying. And these give thanks because she could have just laid down and died with it, but she got up and fought. And to me,
And she also it made try to make other people aware of even though she didn't
yes,
get it through sexual intercourse or drugs, she just wanted them to be aware of how your life could be if you had it and to be, to get tested and keep yourself safe. So Veronica says she's so sad she was so brave. She definitely was so brave. Very
yes,
brave
she
to even
was.
share her story with the world.
Yeah, yeah.
They
That's so
also have to trust each other to do that something out the land.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So I could not let the show go on without me mentioning her. Because even through all the madness, like she still was up there fighting the brave fight, which is not
Hmm.
easy at all. So young people be fighting, they be out here building black towns too. You know what I'm saying? So
That
I'm just
part.
very grateful for her life. Um, I can even find another damn thing. Hold on, you know how you be programming something, then you go to the computer and it be like, yeah, we ain't doing that. Now I gotta go find this damn thing. Sorry. So we talked about that. Maybe I don't show the picture because I don't want nobody to cuss me out. But why y'all think Donald Trump released these shoes, y'all?
Cause
What's
he
up?
funny as hell. That man is hilarious. But I think he released it for a particular population of black people that are obsessed with name brand items and pay high price for shoes. He said this thing is for black people. Like he said it in this at the sticker convention. So they are fucking hilarious. And we already seen the black man with them on at the convention, sporting them. He was proud to have them. Was laptop on. They were
Yeah,
very
very
comfortable.
comfortable.
He even
Yeah.
Trump is so funny. I think he made the bottom of them red because people are obsessed with red bottoms. I can't afford them. I would never buy no fucking red bottoms. But I believe he made the bottom of the shoes
That's
red. So
neat.
he is a whole comedian to me. This man is funny as hell.
I don't know.
He's funny.
I
But what
think
y'all
this the
thought?
other part.
I think we're idiot. They think we're idiots because he has to make up a difference for what he has to pay back from his court cases. So you know
Yeah.
what, Tasha? The thing about that, I think his supporters will pay that 350 million like it's
Yeah.
nothing.
I think so too,
He has
Khadijah.
enough billionaires and people in his pocket. They're
Yep.
gonna pay that shit for him. That's chump change to people that know him.
Yeah.
I really think
That's
they will
chump
pay that for
change
him
to
just so he could be
his
around.
base. That's chump change to his base. We ain't got that kind of base.
Yeah.
So we got to
Hmm.
pay him. He thinking about the bill. This man
But
is rich in America. He ain't thinking about no goddamn bill.
yeah,
He ain't
he's
even thinking
funny as
about no shit
hell.
like that. I just think these
And he
shoes.
been in
I
debt
think
for,
the
I mean,
other thing,
he's I'm sorry, Trump said part of being a millionaire is being in debt is what he said in one of his speeches. So he's fucking
damn.
hilarious.
Why ain't nobody telling the
Yeah,
poor
go
people?
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. When
Right?
you said that, that was just befitting. It's funny because now I can't even find a goddamn shoe. But I just feel like I just feel like what really should make y'all mad. I can't find the shoe, so fuck it. But I think what really should make y'all mad is that black people, not Donald Trump, but black people are so programmed into materialism and tennis shoes that this man figured out I'm going to give them a shoe,
Mhm.
and we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be up there with them damn Jordans in a minute, especially if this man come back to be president. Because for some reason we'll talk about them shoes. We'll talk about them shoes. We're not gonna talk about how our kids are doing in school. How are we doing economically? We're not gonna talk about the young people that's building their town. We're not gonna talk about just the things we know we should be engaged in. But we gonna be Donald Trump is almost like an instant gaslighting for certain sections of our community. We be so
That's
gaslit.
exactly what he is.
We be gaslit.
That's
We could
exactly.
be half dead, and
He got
somebody
us
like,
talking about it.
yeah, they could be like, you could be half dead. Donald Trump niggas come out, they dead. They come off the deathbed. What the motherfuckers say? We will wake up like we would totally wake up and be like, dude, I thought you was dead. Yeah, he do like laughing. I'm serious. I see the shoes and
He
feel
do.
the fuck
He's a
out.
whole funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
None of my kids be walking around with those shoes on. Yeah, we know your kids not Veronica. But yeah,
yeah.
but
Most
you
of
know,
us
but the
is not.
sad part is some some people will get him just because he put them out. And they
Yeah.
think it's gonna be a historical moment. Like people just do stupid shit like that. Like, mm-mm.
I just feel like we're always constantly having to prove how much we love this country, no matter who's leading. One of the catch 22s for being black in America, and you have to always prove that you are patriotic. And most times that means being anti yourself.
Hmm. I
That's the
was
best proof
watching.
you can give.
I was watching something somewhere. I can't remember who it was. It could have been a comic special, but they were saying how black people or black women, we always have to code shift. Like, I think it was Mike Epps' comic that he was saying how, they'd be like, he said, even your mama did. She call about a bill and be like, I'm calling my bill and something. And she'd be like, hold on, sit the fuck down. How we always have to code shift. And white women don't ever have to code shift. She's just
Never.
herself at all times. And so we have to code shift so we can show that we're not a dangerous Negro and that we are
Yeah.
articulate and we're not a threat. And that goes back to always having to prove that we love this country. Or, they do
Yes.
that to us, y'all, every time we have to code switch. That's the same shit. We can't just be our authentic selves. Not that we all have potty mouths, but we have to code switch. We code switch when we go to work. Londa, I'm sure you code switch a little bit when you not on
All
purpose,
the
but when you go into
time.
school, you can't be your yeah.
All
You
the
know,
time.
I'm sure anybody that works in the state building, they have to code switch. I'm sure if you work in a call center, you have to code switch.
Yeah.
We always have to prove that we are worthy to be a part of this land, and it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Alicia said kids can't read, but parents will buy Jordan. Straight up, kids can't even don't even know how to spell Jordan. I have never done that. I am authentic self in every environment.
Yeah, I
I'm
ain't gonna lie
happy
about
for you
that.
because
I have to make people feel
and being
comfortable.
a part of the union, I'm surprised that you don't have to code shift because if you went in there
Mhm.
like a radical Tasha, I just wonder. I you know I'm
Well,
happy if you don't have to do
I
that.
went to that. I went to
Praise
that.
for you.
I went to that labor union awards and I seen all kind of code switching, but it's okay. I mean, some white people
Yeah,
do it, but I just know black people have to do it because there's this. You can't be as boisterous. You can't have a lot of bass. You can't have a lot of energy because you would be aggressive. You would be seen as violent. You would be seen as mannish. There
belligerent.
would be all kind of things
Mhm.
they would say about you because I hear it. I hear it all the time in the meetings when they're referring to girls, black girls fighting. The language is always different. She's aggressive. She bullies people. She's just so loud. I hear all the words, and I'm pretty sure they say it anyway. So
She said, "No, I do not have to do that. Once you do that, you lose your credibility in the work." Nope. I'm
that's not
you.
true.
I'm happy for you, Tasha. Real life.
Yeah, that's
I'm
not
I'm,
true
I'm
though.
happy for you.
Yeah,
Um. Oh,
because
I
I'm
work
gonna
for
get.
a union. Believe me, black people need to code switch. Yeah, exactly. But
Thank
I
you,
mean,
thank you
maybe
Tina,
she's
for your
not one of those
honesty.
black people.
Yeah,
Maybe she's
Yeah,
not one of those black people. I'm gonna move it along. And
yeah.
white people have to code shift only when they're trying to be relatable to other ethnic groups. They don't. They
Yeah,
code shift
I
by
know. I
choice,
seen them.
not because
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Go ahead.
And sometimes they be wanting to make you feel comfortable. I just know that, and I do teach my
Be
kids to
relatable.
code
Yep.
switch. I do. I teach my kids to code switch. I say, hey, you going for a job? And you know what? My thing is that's natural to code switch because I feel like if I'm going for a job in the library, I'm not going to be in there loud. I'm going to use my indoor voice. I'm going to tone it down. If I'm talking about things at work, I'm not going to be talking about things I'm talking at home with my girlfriends. All of that is code switching.
Hmm.
Sorry. So
Like I said,
yeah,
sometimes I'm known as aggressive at work when I'm speaking up and don't care, depending on the day. I know that's right.
that's
Tasha
right.
said we both do, and I do not do it. I am who I am. Period. I just stand on it,
Yeah,
10 toes down.
I agree, honey. I
I ain't
agree.
mad at you. Hmm.
Yeah. I just,
Be you at all
I know I'm
times.
effective in my job. I'm a cold switching ass. So I just want to get the
I,
job
I
done.
sometimes, but sometimes people code switching. It's not even something that they know they're doing. So we don't answer the phone like, "What's up? What you need? What?" We be like,
Yeah.
"Hello."
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that we have to do. Being intelligent is being black.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
And I'm still black. I mean, here's the thing
Yep,
about me. I'm black. Look at me. You know what I mean? So
period.
to me, it has nothing necessarily to do with demeanor. You know what I'm saying? But it has everything to do with strategy.
That part.
That's why sometimes I don't trust people who be at the top who are black. Because I know sometimes the strategy means you can't help me. That's how you got there. So maybe you need to look at the position you're at. Because when I went to that labor awards, I counted like 5 black people, and 3 of them I knew from working inside the school district, and now they're working inside of the labor unions, but they're still in the schools. 3 black women, chocolate, beautiful sisters.
But keep in mind, I am not acting inappropriately. I respect and truthful in who I am. I get you. You just
Oh
told
yeah,
me the
I get
truth too.
that.
I
I've
get it.
been all that.
Um, my daddy always told me being black is being strong and on point.
Right
No,
on.
that's right. Black
Black
all
all
day.
day. I'm with you,
Yeah, I don't
Tina.
have no choice.
Yeah,
I ain't got no choice to be black all day. I can't swing. I can't skin switch. I'm a black
I
woman every
like
time I
that
walk in
skin
anywhere,
switch.
even if I don't say a word.
I like that. I like that skin switch. Khadijah, real quick before we wrap up, because I think we're doing pretty good on time. I want to kind of talk to you today about absentee fathers, but I'm talking not absentee fathers like you never knew who your father was, but what if you lived in the same city as your father and he took care of a whole nother family, but not you? How do y'all feel about that?
Yeah, I think that's all that happened to me in a sense when I was younger. My dad didn't live with this woman, but he took her and her family to Disneyland and did things with her and her family, and we had never been on the trip nowhere. Um, and it's yeah, I've seen that. I know people in my personal life that have children, that they're not involved in their lives, and they live in the same exact town. I think they're despicable human beings. If you're an absentee father because you live in, and it's even a different state, we have fucking FaceTime, we have all type of means of transportation to get to see your child. If you are an absentee dad, that's not even, that's just a deadbeat. That's not an absentee father. I'm gonna rechange that.
Okay.
That's a deadbeat dad who lives in the same town with their kids but raising another family. That's a deadbeat. That's a deadbeat.
Hmm.
Absentee father could be away at the military. He's not in the home, so he's absent from the home. He could be away in jail. He's absent from the home. A deadbeat is someone who is able-bodied, lives in the same town with his family, I mean, as his child, and doesn't do anything with his child. That's a deadbeat. That's a raggedy ass nigga. And it's really sad when they have mates that have children and you want them to take care of you and your kids, and not be involved in his biological child's life. That is crazy to me. I couldn't even be with a man who had children he didn't take care of, see, support, get to know. I could not be with a man like that. I think they're despicable. I think they should have their nuts sealed off and everything else. They shouldn't be able to have no more kids. Can't stand a
Hmm.
deadbeat daddy or a mama. But these deadbeat daddies, though, it's like women will take them knowing that they're not taking care of their kids. That part for me is crazy. And they be mothers they goddamn self. So, yeah, I
Dang.
agree. Can't stand a deadbeat parent either. Period. Me either. I cannot. That's just even so called. Okay, we're going back. Hold on. Let's go back. Ty, let's go back to these comments. Even so-called not acting inappropriate can be deemed a form of code switching.
Mhm.
Tasha said, "I disagree. They are some believe I should act a certain way to be defined. I'm not doing it. This is who I am. I will not conform to meet others' emotional receivings of me. They will need to figure it out, but I am not changing."
Yeah, I don't think you should
Okay.
change, Tasha. I just feel like if somebody does code switch, it don't make them any less stronger or non-leading, whatever. I think that's the point I made earlier. You have to respect that people don't always do the same thing, but you can still be effective. So I say stand 10 toes down if that's who you are. But I'm not going to look down on the sister who does code switch because she got a plan that's going to move her agenda forward for her people. So I think both things can be right. Next one.
Mhm. Loving the stream. Thank you. Veronica said that part. It shows their integrity as men. Yeah. And when we talking about deadbeat dads, because do we call them out? Like if it's somebody that you know, do we say anything or do we just go silent and put it on the mind that she should have picked a better mate? Because sometimes people could disguise themselves and seem like doing some shit. But I mean, do other brothers check men on their deadbeatness?
Some
I
do,
think we
some
talked
don't.
about Russell Wilson in Future last week and how they were
Yeah.
upset with him for, but some men do step in and play an active role, whether it's an uncle, whether it's an older cousin, whether it's a football call, a teacher at the school, whether he's in a mentoring program. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Veronica says I do. But it's just like they don't want to be involved in the child, but they don't want anybody else to give them any insight or upliftment. It's just like you want this child to be out in the world alone and figure this shit out. And you live in town that can do something with your child.
That's right.
Like,
That's
that's
right.
crazy. What are your thoughts, Londa?
You know what, Khadijah? I just don't have a lot of respect for men who cannot, who can bust the nut but don't take care of what they produce. I think it's
Mm,
easy to blame the mom, because sometimes men like that too could easily be mad because the woman didn't do what he wanted her to do. Well,
that part.
just fucking take care of your child, okay? I don't like when women sit by and let men not take care of their kid. And I'm
Yes.
saying let because I think of
Boom.
people like Ray Charles's wife. I think of Bob Marley's wife, Rita. I think of a lot of women who the man they was with had other children even after marriage, and she still made sure that kid was taken care of. And
Mm,
I just absolutely detest that because as a woman, you should know what it feels like if your kid did not have a father in their life. Why would you want another
that
child not
part.
to be engaged in their dad? Where's your mothering instincts at? That you could, because I think women, we have a
That
lot of
part.
influences on our men. I think we have a lot of influence,
Most
but some
definitely.
women are so fucking selfish that they're only thinking about their goddamn kids. And people like that are dangerous. That's just my personal opinion.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I
And
just
I
think
agree
about
with you
that.
wholeheartedly.
Yeah. And I do think I think fathers are important. I think that I also feel like too, Khadijah, I wouldn't want a child to be connected with his dad if the nigga is damaging and all he do is criticize the goddamn kid all day and try to put
Yeah.
his ideal of toughness on a child. Then this baby grow up and then he be more screwed up for anybody he hook up with. Like I think sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
great that the life got here, but sometimes you just the packaging that helped to produce it, you be having to fight against that fucking gene. But that's just
That
my
is so
personal
true. And I
shit.
know people, I
You
know
know,
men that have divorced their wife and divorced their children at the same time.
yes,
Like you
yes,
divorced your mate and you divorced your children at the same time, and they just became your ex. You don't call them ex children, but they like your ex children. You have a
mm,
whole new, and then you marry somebody with kids, or y'all may have children together, and you have a whole new family like you didn't have them other kids that you had before.
wow,
You divorced your ex wife and your kids, and then the new woman won't even encourage or support or get on his ass about seeing his kids.
yeah,
That's like a bottom of the barrel bitch to me. I can't even get down with people like that. Like it's crazy to me. It's crazy.
yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly.
And
Um,
I just also
Tina
think it's
said,
just yeah. So you can see comments.
Alicia said, I called my brother. Okay. Tina McLean, me too, girl. But Tina McLean said that was a beautiful woman. Rita Marley, yes, she was. And Veronica says, yep, I agree. Women who accept a man abandoning their children will pay. Sure the hell will.
That
Yeah.
part,
Veronica, say that.
yeah, that
Say it.
part,
And this and the cold part for me, usually when the man gets with the woman and he stops, this is his kids, the lady has children. She was at one time a single mother. Her mother fucked herself in most cases. So
yes,
you know what it feels like to be by yourself doing the work. That's the scary part. It ain't like you got with a woman, because usually you get a woman that already has children, they're not your children. So she done been in some type of relationship, and then it didn't work out because you met her, she got kids. So you was a single mom at one time. So why would you know? not one
That's
a
deep.
active father in their child's life. That's crazy to me.
That is
So
so
yeah,
deep that you
they're
say
gonna pay an
that.
ugly evil ass. They'll
Yeah,
pay
but
for it.
people do it. And then they kill you. They talk about they
Th-
believe in God. They talk about how much they
Yeah,
believe in the Lord. What really? I can't
that
take it when
part.
we want to pull God into our bullshit. And it's like,
People
really?
only bring out God to disguise their lies.
Uh-oh, that sounds like a
People
rap.
pull out God to disguise their lies. I just made that up right there off the riff, but I
Yeah,
really
that
do be
was
knowing
good.
people, that'll put that shit on God and be like, that, what are you talking about? And they'll just make up they'll even make a Bible in the Bible to say, well, pull that verse up. And I don't even believe in the Bible like that, but they'll just pull out the Bible just to make up shit, to cover their shit up. And uh, religion always give you an escape, y'all. I'm telling y'all, some religion gives you an escape all the time.
Mm,
They'll tell you that it's in the Bible. Like they'll talk about people having more than one wife is in the Bible. Yeah, he probably had more. He probably had a lot of income to take care of them. And back in biblical time, as it was taught, um, you didn't necessarily have to have sex with that person to take them on. You took on the responsibility of making sure the mother was okay and the children were okay in biblical times. It really wasn't about the sex. But these motherfuckers just want to
yeah.
have babies. I know people who have made several families of single parents, if that makes sense. Have
Ooh,
two babies
yes,
with this girl, they break up. Three babies with this girl, then they break up. Two
yes.
babies with this girl, then they break up. A baby with this one, then they break up. You got five single parent households due to one nigga, and they
That
wonder
is
why we
so
can't get ahead.
goddamn
We we
true.
don't we don't talk about that kind of stuff. And then we'll promote our when our children. And sometimes people are really happy that their children have several. My son, he got 6 kids now. You know how many baby mamas? Four. Nigga, you bragging? They really happy about shit like that. Like it shows that he's a man that he can drop his seed everywhere, but ain't married, not near
That
person,
is so
ain't
damn true,
present none of the
Khadijah.
kids' homes like that. But they're really proud that they son around here dropping off sperm like Easter fucking eggs. Like that's crazy to me.
Mm.
But if we stay in our community, that's why they cover up lies and switch up Bible verses. Alicia, all day long. I have a good friend that's a pastor. We always on somewhere debating about something.
Woo,
And
Lord
but
Jesus.
he's so funny too. But we always I be telling
I
them
didn't bring
I
up
keep
Nick
Nick Cannon
Cannon.
straight. I cannot buy into the Bible thing. Like it gives it's the Bible almost gives you a reason out of not being accountable because you can always repent. You can find, some shit in the book that to condone what you're doing. It's like it's almost a curse for not a curse for our people, but a crutch for our people. The Bible has become a crutch for Black people. It
No,
really
I'm with
has.
you. I'm with
That's Nick Cannon, and then we wonder where the parents are in the schools. They are at home in the rooms. that part,
you.
that part.
That's real
It's
talk.
just that
So let me ask y'all
I
this.
don't
Okay,
know.
y'all, let me because I'm building on that, right? So do you
Go ahead,
think
go ahead.
that how many of these men struggle with imagery around their own mothers and the value of women?
Probably a lot. And you know what?
Y'all
I,
two
I
out
don't
there
even
too.
know if
Answer
I would
that
say
too.
a lot. I don't even know if I would say a lot. I would say this. Some of them probably suffer from mommy issues or the image of their mom not really respecting women, stuff like that. And some of them have been coddled so much by their mom, they think they are prized for every woman.
Ooh,
Some mamas put their child on such a pedestal that, well, they're gonna be happy to have my son, and then make their son so he just feel like his power is in his penis because his mom was always told him he was good looking. His mom always said he's gonna have his choice of women and stuff like that. So I think it's and some of them, mom this may have mommy issues, but some of these men are so cocky and arrogant. Because those be the moms that throw a baby shower for all 10 of them kids and know about all the girlfriends and keep them separate and do this and do that to condone him being able to have these multiple family homes. You know what I mean? So yeah, and
wow.
a lot of
That's
and to
deep.
me, it goes back down to self esteem. A man who has to spread his seed everywhere, that's a self esteem issue. Just like a woman that sends her body everywhere because she's lacking emotional or good self worth. That's the same thing for some men. This nigga, he probably got a mental health issue, crazy as shit. So he just going around trying to sleep with everybody
Mm,
to appear normal. You never know. Because it's not normal for a man just to be everywhere dropping babies either. Just like it's not normal for a woman to be giving her body to everybody. Same thing with you. You shouldn't have six,
no
seven baby
doubt.
mamas. Young Jock got a hell of baby mamas. Nick Cannon, Lil Boosie. Who else?
Damn.
It's a lot of people that got a lot of baby mamas out this motherfucker. Future, he got a few. Sierra's one. Yeah, a lot of these people have a bunch of babies. I think it's NLE Chopper, somebody like that. He got a lot of baby mamas. It's like it's just become a trend to have a bunch of fucking baby mamas. The only way I can speak to it is through the example of how they are with their moms. There is something missing, but a man for sure should explain. Maybe Tyler Perry can share. Yeah, exactly. Self-esteem and self-discipline is the key. I
Ooh,
agree.
shit.
It
Yeah,
really is.
I just thought
And
about
some
that.
and a lot of times, and not all the time, but a lot of times these men that have all these baby mamas everywhere, they're really rude to them. Like the way they talk about them as if they were nothing, but you laid down and had two, three kids with her, but she wasn't worthy to be my wife, or she had this going on or that going on, but she had three babies for this fool. Like, I could go on all day. I really could.
Yeah, that just dawned on me. I know sometimes we'll talk to our daughters about the roles of whatever if we do, but I don't know if mothers talk to their sons about that.
I don't know either.
That's all.
I don't.
I don't know. I just because I don't work with boys
I
like that. But I just wonder,
hmm
like, do y'all talk to your sons about responsibility? Even though I think men talk to boys too, but I also think because I hear men who have been pretty responsible, their mother was a big impact on that. Like they God damn it, they
hmm
love their mama. Like just kind of like my mom sacrificed mama. It's always something like that in the window. But sometimes I find people who
hmm
don't have a lot of respect for women somehow has something goes back to their mamas. Like you didn't even think about how this shit
Yep.
look. Like you see your
Yep.
mama working 20
Very
jobs and
true.
shit.
And
You
it's
know?
and it's like you said, they do need men to tell them something, but they also need it from their mom because it's a different
Yes,
perspective on
yes.
relationships when it comes from your mother. You know what I mean? Your father may tell you things that a man should do in a relationship, but a mother will tell you things that she feels a man should do in a relationship or a
Yes.
partner or whatever. So you do need them
Yes.
from both because it's two different perspectives that is needed to have a healthy relationship. You can't go into it just thinking you're supposed to be this way as a man, and because men don't know what women need, we know what we need and what we like and what you know what I mean. So you need both parents or a
Hmm.
man and a woman to do both. They need it from both sides, and unfortunately, sometimes we don't get it. And then a lot of these boys that just to back it up, they are getting their definition of manhood from single parent single mothers.
They are.
And she can only tell you her interpretation of a man of the men that she's been involved with. If she hasn't had a great father and she's going off the men she's been with, she's gonna get that son some fucked up ideas of relationships because she
Mm.
hasn't been in anything healthy unless she's had an active father. But she's only going to tell you from her perspective, and it's not always a very healthy perspective because they usually hurt and bitter a little bit, and you know what I mean, or have
Yeah.
had a bad experience or whatever it may be. So they're not giving them a healthy version of a relationship. So
Mm.
you know, just my opinion.
No, no, sis. You right. That's why I'm asking you all these questions. How much of this y'all roll with me? I hope y'all will share. How much do you think this has to do with religious perspective? Sometimes when I look at certain groups that are like men centered, they don't give them men centered on how to interface with women, except for they gonna carry your seed. Like it's just all about your ass. But how much of this
And
you
you are
think
to
has to do
control
with
the people.
religion, religious doctrine, or religious belief? When we talk about men with their sons in particular, you know what I mean? Like, everything is centered around man being the head and everything else. But I never know that the head can birth itself. Didn't know that. Otherwise, why the fuck we all
Mm.
got stomachs? And why some got wounds? I mean, I don't know. I'm just because I think some of this shit is tied in. When women, sometimes when mothers are thinking about that male child, it's like the sun come out. You know what I mean? And they be like really be some women be almost in love with their fucking sons, from what I've seen.
Hmm. My sons get this question, and then I mean, this
Okay.
comment in. My
Right.
sons get to talk weekly. Your job is to provide mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. I also want them to choose their woman carefully because you could end up with the woman who isn't a good mother and wife. You better say it. You better say it. And I don't know if people really have talks with their sons about
Mhm.
mates. You know, like we talk to our daughter, you got to get a good man with a good job and a good, but we don't say that to our son. Then we get mad when they have a baby with somebody. This bitch don't know how to change diapers, or the baby get a rash, or she don't know how to,
It's
just
just the way you
basic
said the
things,
bitch don't know how to say. It's the way you said it, Khadijah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bust
because
out laughing.
sometimes we oh she's beautiful, but she don't even know how to do her own laundry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to cook a scrambled egg. Not that that's just the job of a woman, but she's going to be a mother. Mother doesn't know how to do shit like this. But sometimes we instilling our girls, what to look for in a man. But the guy is like, he's like, when you say the mothers are like, oh, it's like the boys are like, any woman should be glad to have them. So there's really no expectations of a mate because they're lucky to have you.
Yes.
Some mothers are
Yes,
that way with their
Khadijah.
sons. You know what I mean? And so that's
Yes.
why they go around picking. They think they're just God's gift, so they pick whatever they want and however. And there's no expectations for who you should be as a mate. So I find that a lot.
No,
And some mothers, I don't know, they in some mothers, I hope I'm not gonna be that kind of mother. I don't think I will because my husband won't let me. But some women don't know how to detach from their children when they get married
yeah,
or they're elevating to the next level of their lives. They're 25, maybe move out of state or so, whatever, go to college, whatever. Some mothers do not know how to
let
let
their
their
son
children,
go.
let their boys grow in
Yes.
competition with your daughter-in-law or in competition with the baby mama, or in competition with, just wanting his time and he's a fucking grown man, so it's getting
Are,
weird.
are you hanging on to the son like he his father that you couldn't make the
And like he a
relationship work
savior.
with? Yeah.
Yeah. And like he's about
Yes,
to save your
ma'am.
whole family or the race or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
I just
I
see
don't
that.
know.
Like I just some stuff I just look at it and be like, now how much of this shit is really has to do with the mom not getting what she needed from his father. So now this boy got to carry the burden of your ass. Like he trying to be with his
Yeah.
woman and you because he don't want you to be by yourself because you sacrificed a lot, but you don't know how to let his ass go. Like be
Hmm.
like, the son go on, the same way you let your daughter go on.
Exactly. Yep.
That's what the fuck I'm trying to say.
Yep.
I just find that to be quite interesting. Just saying. And I'm not letting the men off the hook. You know what I mean? Uh oh,
What
somebody
is
said
your
I'm
opinion on
coming on my
Allah?
phone.
What do you mean by that?
Oh Jesus.
What do you mean by that? Allah is just a
Arm,
name
leg,
that you call God.
a
So what do you
head,
mean?
leg. What is it? Oh shit.
What?
Arm,
Arm,
arm, head.
arm, head.
Yeah,
That's Allah.
that's me being. Yeah, that's my opinion
The
on it.
all in all. Allah is the
That's
all in
it.
all. I don't wish you expound on your question and then I'll give you my opinion.
Yeah, I just feel like as we talked about that absentee father that's in town with the
That
kid,
was a random
I
ass
just thought
question.
it was, and but I also
That
think,
shit was random as hell. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry, I just also think that these are the kind of conversations we got to start having more of in our community, and I think it cannot be from the place of us always having to protect people. I think men are strong enough to protect themselves the way Black women have been protecting themselves. I feel like you should be able to stand on what it is that you believe. But I think you can, because I think sometimes we have so much misogyny. That's what really starts showing up is the misogyny part of it. Well, I don't know. I want to make you prove it to me every time. Like if you're supposed to be
Hmm.
leading, you should just be leading. You shouldn't tell me that you're the leader. A leader shows up
And
and
a
leads.
true leader does. I'm about to say a true leader doesn't have to tell you. You're just you. It just
I
happens
know.
naturally. Like if
Yeah.
a man has to say, "I'm the head of this household," the motherfucker probably ain't the head of the household because the respect would just no. Honestly, the respect would
No,
just
it's the way
come.
you
You don't have
stated
to
it,
tell
Khadijah.
people.
You're right.
No, because people be like, "What?" You don't have to. Like, if you're somebody's mother, you don't have to say, "I'm your mama. I'm your mama." The kids are going to respect who you are as a mother and how you raise
That's
them, and
real
they're going to.
talk.
You don't have to keep reminding them that you're the mama. So when a man has to remind you he's the head, he's probably not the fucking head, y'all. Seriously,
Alicia
he's
said,
not.
and you need to just do it. Really,
A true leader
seriously.
just do it.
Hey,
Yeah, and
when
you don't
Harry,
even know you leading the mother.
look,
You don't even
yeah,
know you follow the motherfucker because he's leading so
I'm gonna
well.
tell
You
you
know what I mean?
something.
My
When
husband
I've
never
been
had
in,
to tell me I'm the head of the household. He never had to say that to me. Like, what the
I've
fuck?
been
Go
in
ahead.
situations, and all I did was sit back, and the
Okay,
leader
give me
just
some water.
appeared. Did you hear me? The leader just appeared.
Mhm.
Oh, she's that
Period.
person. That's a good joke. Okay, but you know what I mean. The leader just appeared. Seriously, like nobody had to say, "This is our leaders." They gonna lead. The person just showed up. Like you know what I mean. I've been in those situations, like serious situations. Was like,
Hmm.
oh, I just started following this person because she looked like she knew what she was doing.
Yep.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
sometimes the
So
leader doesn't even make it known that they're the leader.
yeah.
One small issue. Cheddar chest. What are you talking about? I'm inside your home. Okay, cheddar chest. This is a troll. Well, welcome
Oh,
inside my
okay.
home. Can you do the dishes?
Same here, Rolanda. Yeah, I'm serious. I've been in places and the leader just appears.
It's
I'm not kidding.
horrible.
Even when I'm working with girls, there's always a leader that show up and people just
It
start following
stands out.
that person. The person never said, "Well,
Hmm.
I'm the leader here." I've never seen nobody do that. I've never seen nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So look, y'all. Look, we gonna do good tonight. We ain't get to that goddamn two. Not doing it, Khadijah. All right, y'all. Look, we about to be up out of here. This was a great conversation. We covered a lot. We talked about fatherhood. We talked about women involvement in development of men being good fathers and mates to children that are not the necessarily the woman's. We talked about Donald Trump's new tennis shoe that he targeted towards black people who probably gonna go out and buy it as a joke.
You think I'm gonna
And
get me a pair? No, I'm just joking. I don't need
we
fucking
talked
wearing tennis
about
shoes
the
like
Klan
that.
on Black History Month marching themselves down the street. We talked about black female judges celebrating the excellence. We talked about the school district ruling in favor of the black boy not being able to wear his locks. We talked about which violates the Crown Act, supposedly not though. We talked about 19 black families buying acres and acres of land in Georgia to build a black town, which I think is fantastic. Because if we can build hip hop and sliding down poles and shit like that, we should be able to build black towns like our ancestors did. We talked about the
That
sister who
part.
died of AIDS, and I just feel like we talked about a lot, and I really enjoy these conversations because I don't know about y'all, but I grew up watching Our Voices, and one of the things I really liked about watching Our Voices, it gave me an opportunity to know what the black community thought about different things. I missed that show on Sunday mornings. I used to watch that with my mom, blessed memory. And I feel like we
Hmm.
still got something to say. And we also started off the top of the hour talking about how some of our black children are struggling in school and why we have to have another plan that we could activate, kind of like those 19 families that's building the black town. I think we have to figure out how do we have some alternative for our children that we are in control of. So what about you, Khadijah?
Hmm.
That's our wrap up of the show. What about
I
you?
thought I thought this was a good show, y'all. I'm gonna read these two comments. If you're if a person who self IDs themselves as a leader usually isn't. Veronica
Yeah,
said, "Thank you for this convo, Queens. I appreciate your intelligence and opinions. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings, you too, Veronica."
yeah,
I thought it was a good show. I like coming on here, um, just getting different perspectives. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't know everything. I'm not a psychologist. This is just my opinion. It's my facts. I say it all the time because people act like that's not the fact. It's my fact. It's my opinion. It's my perspective. It's my fact. Um, but I just come on here. I'm a talkative person, so I like the dialogue. I like just to get on here. We don't always agree, but we always conversate, and that's the main thing about it. Because we can talk and disagree and still learn something from each other, y'all, and that's the key part to it. So I enjoy it. Our voices, I just like seeing positive Black people. Yeah, me too.
me too.
Great discussion.
I
Love
miss
the
those
safe space
times.
to express without judgment. Tasha says a great discussion. Love the safe space to express without judgment and hurt feelings. If we can't be a safe space for each other, y'all,
Yeah,
where can we go?
yeah.
Like if
What
we
we
got
talking about?
because I'm gonna say again, we are in work environments where we fucking can't stand what the person that's us saying. You know what I'm saying? And we
The
can
shit
take
I
it.
asked right there. Listen,
So yeah, we sit there. So we can't if we get on here, we can't get in our feelings because we have different perspectives. Because then we'd be hypocrites saying we're not a monolith, but we mad as fuck because your opinion's different. That's a hypocrite. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody's different perspectives and
me
and
too.
and and opinions. I love it. That's what makes us so unique and so bomb. That's why everybody wants to be around us because we're so versatile and we have such a vast index of experiences that people love to be around us. They love to be around Black people. Period.
Um,
So I
that is
appreciate
so
y'all for
true.
tuning in. She said we're not gonna go to 2 hours, so we about to get up out of here. So I
Yes, we
thank y'all
did.
for tuning in. I'm sorry about my technical difficulties, y'all, but I'll be back next week. Hopefully, we're trying to do it. We could be in the same room, so we won't be cutting each other off. We're
Yeah,
still working on that. We might have to move our
we
time
are
up a little bit because I can't be driving home at 8 o'clock. It'd be too dark, y'all. I don't wear glasses and I can't see and shit. So
right
I'm getting
on.
old. But I love y'all. Have a great week. Do something special for yourself on purpose. And I holla.
Holla.